Great. We are here with Zingiswa Losi, president of COSATU, the trade union of South Africa. Yesterday, in your speech, you talked about the difficulties you're living with national contracts. We're living something similar in Italy, so we're looking for links between Italy and South Africa to find a right way to cooperate together. Can you explain us, please?
Thank you very much. In the South African context, we have the mining companies, for an example, which are at the belly of our economy. We also have the international companies, also in the retail sector, in the hospitality industry, which particularly during this time of the pandemic in the past 2.5 years, we have seen how they have quickly turned to reverse the contracts that they had with workers, and they chose the easy way out with us of putting workers on layoff or terminating completely their contract on the basis that they have suffered some losses with COVID-19. So the trade unions that are organizing in those sectors have had to really pay attention to being with workers at all costs and also focusing on collective bargaining agreements that were reached. In South Africa, what we have also seen in the past 2.5 years of COVID is the companies in the private and also employers in the public sector reneging from signed wage agreements, citing COVID as an excuse. Others in the chemical industry, for an example, they went and called for an exemption from that signed wage agreement, citing a number of issues that would impede them from paying what was agreed to. The process of them going about it, calling trade unions and applying for an exemption is the correct one. But what was incorrect in that process was the fact that they chose to do it collectively than individually, because they are different companies with different incomes. So it is the onus is on the company individually that is unable to pay a wage, the wage that was agreed to. But this time around, they wanted to do it collectively as employers, which says to us that COVID-19 has been made just as a scapegoat, but not necessarily that companies are not doing well. And lastly, what we have seen is that the intention or the intended purpose of them, particularly in the private sector now, of reneging from agreements and is to make an excuse of retrenching workers only to re-employ them as casual labor. Now, part of them saving cost and taking away, particularly running away from what we have achieved in South Africa on the national minimum wage, because they have always complained about it to have been set a bit higher than what they intended to pay and what they were paying. Now, to reverse that, the easy way is to put workers, send them back home and re-employ them on a casual basis, that you don't have to carry that burden.
Well, this looks like what in Italy is going to be done by externalization of workers. Same work, lower wage. Looks like the same. Thank you very much.